Hi everyone, welcome to the Reel Spiel Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to talk about perceivingly more technical things. Not necessarily video marketing, but some stuff that needs to happen as part of video marketing. I'm going to get into loads of things about location releases and talent releases and people releases and release forms. The reason why I'm doing it, although this podcast is aimed at marketers and communicators, is because the amount of time I sit in a meeting and someone says, oh, could we film on the streets of wherever? And we go, oh, yeah, we'll have to contact the council and get a release form. And they go like, why? And then they go, can't you just film it? And then there's a big explanation as to why we can't film it. And I thought I'd talk about it. So we'll go on a walk and we'll go on a talk around lovely Knaresborough. We're in Knaresborough today. And we're going to talk about some things that relate to this and work around this and why things are needed. So the first thing is a location release form. Why is it needed? Who needs to sign it? And why is it important? That's kind of why it's needed as well, isn't it? But, we've got Steve on camera as well today still. Hi, Steve. We're at Knaresborough Castle. So we have a release form for here today. The reason why we need it is because we don't own this land. We don't own this lovely structure. We don't own the property. So we need permission of the landowner to get this in. It's like, imagine if someone came to your house outside it and just started filming it. It's not theirs, is it? It's yours. So you need to give permission to film that. And release forms, I won't go really far with it, but they go really far to the point of you can do ones on items, so a piece of artwork and stuff like that. But I'll just focus on the basic ones today. You don't need to get too technical and too into that. But trust me, your release forms, you need to get them signed. The reason why not, if you don't get them signed and the person who owns that thing, property or castle, as we're at today, sees it on video, they can have it taken down and there's nothing you can do about it because you didn't ask the landowner's permission. So essentially all your work is wasted. Secondly, on release forms, I forgot what I was going to say. That's really bad, that, isn't it? It's fine. We'll do a cut. Oh, that's it. I will leave that in. It's unscripted, isn't it? On release forms as well, it can also really affect the filming. So I've got a story. With an unnamed TV channel because I don't want to get sued. When I was starting out in industry, we'll go this way, Steve. I don't know what is this way. We might go into Knaresborough, I guess. An unnamed TV channel. When I was starting out in the industry, very young, very naive, I was about 19 years old, we were doing some filming on the streets of Leeds, right in Leeds city centre. And we were there all day. We were there all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And we filmed all day Saturday and all was fine. And then Sunday, someone came up to us who looked like a traffic warden kind of thing. And they said, oh, have you got a permit for that? And we were assured by head office in London of this said TV channel, yes, we had a permit. All we had to ever do was ring and ask. And this person came and said, can I see your permits? I said, not a problem. I'll call head office. I'll get you your permit. Rang and they were like, oh, someone's actually come. Yeah, someone's come and we need to get this permit. They didn't have a permit and we were subsequently moved off the land and the shoot had to stop. So that is the risk of not getting a release form. It could literally bring everything to a halt. Why is it important to do a recce? I'm conscious, Steve, you're about to walk into road. Didn't really think this through because I don't know where we are fully, but it's fine. Why do you need to do a recce? A recce is really important. Some clients go, well, why do you need to do it? You'll just see it when you turn up. We do it for all sorts of things. We do it for knowing where we can store kit, where crew can eat, where lights can go, if we need to black out any mirrors, where talent's going to hang out, where we're going to hang out, where cameras are going to go, where we're going to set up, where we're going to put hair and makeup, loads and loads of different things. It's really important to do a recce, but also it helps us storyboard. You might want to do it in really good time so we can storyboard angles and shots and go, oh, well, this wall's a bit manky. We don't want to get that in shot. Or can we paint it so it actually looks good? And all those different things. So recce's are really important just to get a feel for the space, the lighting, the sound as well. What's the sound like? Have you got noisy neighbours, or is there a business next door that does drilling and stuff like that? So that's all really important. Next, this is a really key one. We'll walk this way, Stephen. We'll try to keep you as safe as we can. So, okay, we'll walk this way. People on camera. So, for example, a lady just walks in the back of shot. You don't need to get her signed off on a release form. It's fine. People who are just passively on camera, it's fine. For example, when we film events, a lot of people say, oh, do we need to put signs up? Yes, you absolutely need to put signs up, but you don't need to get a release form from, let's say, all 200-300 people there. That would take forever. It's unviable. But as long as you've got signs up that say something like, we're filming here today, if you don't want to be on camera, please speak to a member of the production team, you're absolutely fine. You've covered yourself for everyone to be on it. If someone's speaking on camera like this, you do need to get them signed off on a release form. Again, people say, oh, well, why do I need to do that? Because I trust them. I know them. Trust me, I have had many a story over the years of someone who was fine being on camera and 1 year later, 2 years later, was not fine being on camera. And some of them have had release forms. Some of them didn't have release forms. The ones who did have them are now still on camera. And the ones who didn't, the videos had to be taken down. So really, really important. You never know what's going to happen in life. You know, if it's a business, the employee could leave and suddenly take a view on the company. They don't want to be associated with it. And then that's your content. Now you can't use it if it's, say, evergreen content you wanted to use for a long time. So really important to get release forms. The truth is, if someone kicks off enough though, it's just the raw fact of it. If someone kicks off enough and says, I don't want to be on it, and they really, really, really kick off, the release form does cover you, but it's a choice of whether it's worth it. I have had some people kick off big time. One was a lawyer to a law firm, and that just wasn't worth it. So it's important to look after this stuff. And permission to film at landmarks. It is worth saying as well. Sometimes permission to film at landmarks. We'll go back. We'll do a full circle. Permission to film at landmarks sometimes requires a fee, and that fee is payable. So, for example, filming at Knaresborough Castle today was free, but lots of things like English Heritage or the National Trust, a lot of those sites can be a small fee to film on them. And some people say, well, where do I go to get release forms? For example, just filming on normal streets like Knaresborough, you go to the local council. So when we film in London, every single borough has its own council, and every single borough has its own fees, and you have to contact the borough to get permission to film on the streets of London. So that's how you kind of do that sort of thing. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about, I said this was going to be a quick one, is... Oh no, I think I did it. Oh no, top tip. So people at events, coming back to the events and people on camera who are passively on it, top tip, people go, well, hang on, I've got 300 people here. How do I know the one or two that don't want to be on it? How do you single them out in the edit? Two things. Either we take a photo of them and that goes into the edit, so we've got the photo of that person. It's like, these people can't be on camera, and we'll delete the photo afterwards. Or we get them to wear a different coloured lanyard. Let's say everyone's got a blue lanyard, we might get them to wear a yellow one, and any yellow lanyard we see in the video, can't use the person. And great top tip. That's it, really. Did you learn anything, Steve, there about... Lots about recce's and stuff? Good. Good. Release forms, yeah. A bit more technical today, but I thought it was really important because these are the things that, as much as they're not as fun as the creative stuff, there's no point doing the creative stuff if you don't have some of this paperwork in place. And that is the value of a producer. A producer who you have on shoot should sort all of this stuff for you. And ultimately, it's worth saying, if you're watching as a client or a marketer or a communicator, your production company should be doing all of this for you. None of this should be on your shoulders. Cool. Well, thanks for watching. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify. Hit the like button or the bell or whatever they say on these things. And we release every 2 weeks. We've got some really exciting content coming up. And maybe, Steve, we can end on a lovely shot of Knaresborough Castle on this grey day.